What is going on, guys? Early morning, huh? Monday, early October 28th. We are going to be doing Halloween Havoc right now. So let's just, before we even get into all this, let's just look at y'all, you guys. JP, welcome to the stream, brother. R2K, what is happening? Matt Storm, what is going on, my man? Look at that. We've already got things going on here with the sound. I'm in stereo on my end. Jesse, Jackhammer, what's happening, man? Digital, what is going on, brother? Vipero, look at this. Everybody's showing up. That's what I'm talking about. All right, guys, Halloween Havoc. We have 12 matches on the docket. We're going to see a bunch of these rivalries that we've seen going on, like between Brooklyn Joker and Shawn, come to a head here tonight. We have that. This match absolutely forced. After seeing the match with Repentia, after Kelly Kidman beating Melinda, and then seeing the match again against Repentia Monica, kind of forced this four-way match. This will absolutely be a knockout match. This was going to be something that we had Melinda and Kelly Kidman go back at it again, because remember, the match was off. It didn't do what we wanted it to do. Referee didn't call it the way she was supposed to call it. So we've got that going on. Now, looking at this, we saw Vipero and Dubs lose the titles. Now, Zack Hamilton going to try to hook it up with Vipero, get in and get after Grady and Herbie to get that done. Vanessa putting her title on the line against Bobbi Hart. Women's World Championship Witcher. We've seen Ozzy. Ozzy all of a sudden wanted to start forcing the issue once this title belt got remade. She's going to be going after it. Jahki going after the light heavyweight title. And look, I'm telling you, even after all the belts I created, still my favorite belt, the light heavyweight title. Recon Delta, remember, he is the king of the ring, so he gets put. Because of that, he gets put. And this has really caused some booking issues. But at every single pay-per-view event, he gets a shot at a title. Not necessarily the world title, but tonight getting a shot at the world title. Mimi and Phoenix going after. And we love seeing these two guys. You want to talk about a Halloween match. Look no further than the women's WCW World Tag Team title. The Cruiserweight Championship on the line. McWayne getting a shot here tonight at the Cruiser title. R2K getting a shot at Rowdy and the WCW World Championship. Look at this. Rhea Ripley of the WWE getting a shot on a WCW pay-per-view event because the Women's Universal title is on the line. Now, we've seen these two hook it up. Shyanne came out on top. It's been a minute. Rhea Ripley getting her shot here tonight. And then Totes my goats in the rubber match with Bret Hart getting a shot at that Universal Championship. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. We were looking at a lot of different things, a lot of different stuff, a lot of different matches, and then kind of comes down to this. And when you're looking at this many stars, at this many people,
the following champion versus champion contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WCW Hardcore Championship.
But this many people, it is hard to really get. But what a great card we've got here tonight. So very excited. Some of these are kind of like little dream matches. When R2K entered in to the WCW, the one guy I wanted to see him fight was Rowdy. Now, there is a size difference, but you look at these two guys, and it could be a great match. Here, coming a little bit later on. But before we can get to all of that, the match, as soon as Shawn said he wanted to come into the universe, my very first question was, what is Brooklyn Joker's going to think about that? Well, Brooklyn Joker is letting you know what he thinks about that right now. And he wants to fight the fellow Joker, kind of. These guys aren't friends like I wouldn't imagine Jokers would be friends. These guys aren't friends. They want to know which one is the top dog. What is going on, Eagle Star? Welcome to the stream, brother. Oh, that is super cool. I'm looking at it. And what I want to do, that's a super cool video, and I'll definitely post it as a short. What I want to do is find a way to use that almost as an intro to the show. If you could put something together like that, that's in normal video format, maybe a short 30-second thing with it's got clips like that, and non-copyright music, like music that we can use, that'd be interesting. I'd find a way to start putting that in as the show's intro. And guys, I'll show you what I'm talking about a little later today. I will post that short that R2K is talking about. He did a phenomenal job. Super, super cool. Shawn, though, ever since coming into the WCW, has seen a lot of success. And now making his way down to the ring, the current WCW Hardcore title belt. I keep telling you guys how cool this belt looks, but because of the darkness, which I changed, and it doesn't seem to have worked. Oh, it's because it's a title. It's because it's a title entrance. So I missed that, but you guys will get a very good look here tonight at this kind of newly designed, well, not kind of, it is an absolutely newly designed WCW Hardcore title belt. What's going on, Melinda? Welcome to the stream. But yeah, it's just funny. We talk about some of these matches. We talk about some of the things. Now, if you hung around at the end of the last stream, you've seen this brand new arena that we designed specifically for Halloween Havoc. Look at the state of that.
Introducing the challenger from Brooklyn, New York, weighing in at 333 pounds, one half of the WCW Super Extreme Tag Team Champions, Brooks Lee, the Punisher. And his opponent from Windsor, Ontario, Canada, weighing in at 233 pounds, the WCW Hardcore Champion, the Clown Ken Shawn.
Now, if you were listening, Ken Shawn doesn't quite look like it. He is one of the deceiving size guys. Ken Shawn's a heavyweight. You might look at him and think, oh, yeah, that's a light heavyweight. Oh, this is such a big thing because we're talking two weight classes. We're only talking one weight class, and you're only talking about 50, 60 pound size difference. Now, don't get me wrong. That's probably the size of a hamburger that Brooklyn Jokers eats, but not as big of a size difference as you might think. Quite a bit of a height difference, but it will be interesting how this goes down, because typically we see Brooklyn getting off to fast starts. Typically we see Ken Shawn not. Is that going to change around here tonight? And right there, Ken Shawn, whoa, look at that. Ken Shawn tries to grab him, gets pushed back, tries to grab him 3 different times, but the third time was actually done as a defensive measure. And unable, Brooklyn Jokers not allowing them and using that strength, using that size difference, because there still is a size difference. Let's not joke ourselves here. Pun intended. But yeah, let's not kid ourselves. There is still a size difference. But right now, Shawn trying to do the things to allow that it not to happen. And another interesting twist on this match is usually you don't see countouts, but in this case, you do see the countouts. Now, still a hardcore match, still all the things, but you can win this match by countout. And if you watch Shawn, he might be going, I don't need to get in here. And that's the thing that Brooklyn Jokers is going to have to watch out for. But Shawn gets in nonetheless. Brooklyn in the corner, probably already starting to celebrate his victory. And Shawn able to get in and take advantage and maintain control of the match. Starting to lose a little bit on the outside, but now starting to keep control of it on the inside. Now hooks up the leg. 1, 2. Sounds good, Vipero. Sounds good. And look at this. That is a huge power bomb, especially you're looking, again, the height difference. When you start looking at height differences on people, you start seeing the taller guy able to generate more velocity, able to generate more power just based on height alone. Right now, Shawn split open. Don't adjust your television sets. That is blood on his face. And Brooklyn starting to slow down the match, starting to really pound home and use the power. And look at that. Shawn, legs get buckled, rolls up the leg. 1, 2. And Shawn able to kick out in 2. But remember, these guys thrive on pain. But if he gets this in, it might not be any kind of a laughing matter. That is his finisher. People do not kick out of this. And tonight, people won't kick out of that. Brooklyn Jokers able to come away with the WCW Hardcore title.
WCW Hardcore Champion, Brooks Lane, the Punisher.
So Brooklyn Jokers, we have seen him on quite a roll here as of late. Now, when he came in, wasn't on that roll. And when Shawn came in, he was. So what is this going to mean for Shawn moving forward? Is he going to go back after Brooklyn Jokers, or does he have his eyes set on something else? Does he have his eyes set on maybe something a little bit bigger? Definitely going to have to keep an eye out and watch out for that. I'm telling you, Brooklyn has been on a roll here as of late. Now, unlike the first time, the last match, in this match, you absolutely got to get knocked out to leave.
The following contest is a fatal four-way Extreme Rules match and is for the WCW Women's Extreme Championship. Introducing the challenger, representing the Gate Crushers from the Garden of Eden, one half of the Universal Women's World Tag Team Champions and the WCW Women's Underground Internet Champion, the Evil Within, Rex and Tessa.
Yeah, maybe like taking out the Horseman. Maybe he's the guy.
The challenger from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, the mechanic, Gutierrez.
Now, what's funny, because Repentia holding 2 title belts, referee couldn't even get through her entire entrance without talking. But you may ask, how could Repentia possibly even hold if she can find a way to win this title belt? It's a WCW Special Series title belt, a normal WCW title, and a Universal title. The only way you could do it. The only way you wouldn't be forced to vacate something. So, and now Melinda too. Melinda just coming off that win, and then the referee not calling it a knockout match. Melinda ends up losing it to Kelly Kidman. But tonight, that is going to be fixed. Tonight, it will be settled by knockout.
WCW Underground Non-Stop Champion.
Well, he took quite the dramatic pause, but Monica Monroe making her way down to the ring, the current WCW Special Series 10-woman Rumble champion. What's going on, Herbie? You kind of made it in time. I think your match is next. But yeah, this match was not even on the card. This was going to be the women's light heavyweight championship, but
The champion, representing the Judgment Day from the West Side, the WCW Women's Extreme Champion, Kelly Kidman.
But because of the match, because Kelly Kidman ends up winning in the non-traditional fashion, ends up winning this title belt in a way you're not supposed to be able to win the title belt, that makes the rematch. But still, that match was still going to be on Nitro. Then you look at Repentia and Monica absolutely put on a barn burner. And then you're like, after those two matches happen, maybe you should be paying to watch them, you know what I mean? So now they're put on the pay-per-view event. The light heavyweight title for the women will be defended at Nitro instead, so those get flip-flopped around. What's going on, Sam? Welcome to the stream, brother. Lots of Bark Squad members in the chat right now. Now remember, you have to be knocked out. Now the referees also count passing out as a knockout. So you can win by submission, but it won't be a tap out. It'll be a pass out. So here we go. Repentia now. Melinda hooking it up. And it is interesting right away, Monica and Melinda, the two that originally fought for this title, going after each other right away. Monica now grabbing that bat and going, look, right after Melinda, these two must have a little bit of bad blood between them or enjoy the competition one way or the other. Repentia now taking her into the corner, leaving her there and then going back after Monica or Melinda. Repentia really just going after everybody. Now look at the state of Repentia's outfit. You can see those bloody handprints now starting to multiply all over that outfit. You still got the one big handprint, but look at that. You got it on the back, on the front, on the boots, on the knee pads. And as she starts seeing more success, starting to see more of those bloodstains, but very fitting for Halloween Havoc, you know what I mean? And guys, Digital brings up an excellent point. Make sure you like the video, subscribe if you're new, turn on the bell notification so you don't miss any time we go live. Share the video. I believe, too, I uploaded this in the community creations. If you guys are looking for the creations, if you guys I hit a button and then I was like, I gotta make sure I didn't mess that up. But look at that crazy maneuver she's got her in right there. And Monica going right down. But look at that. Melinda getting it turned back around. Not getting hit with that sledgehammer. Repentia back in. Bringing the trash can with her. Kelly Kidman on the outside now. And oh, Monica just a little bit faster, set her down right there. And there is that heel kick right to the front of the face. That is starting to become one of those signature style moves of Monica. You know, usually when that goes on, things are happening. Repentia fighting through her. Kelly waiting for Melinda on the outside. Melinda, though, turning it back around, flipping her over. And look, the outside is an easy place to get knocked out in. Holy Moses! Threw a fastball right down the middle of the old scunion of Kelly Kidman. Repentia seeing Melinda getting ready to get after something. And Kelly Kidman's like, look, I'm going to use this thing too. Repentia on the outside drives Melinda right into the logo of Halloween Havoc. Right into 4 different E-Federation logos, to be fair. And Repentia, look, she's got the 2 title belts now, starting to gain that confidence. Can she get her first WCW individual title here tonight? And there's the stomp. And is Kelly Kidman out? Kelly Kidman, the current knockout champion, is she out? Thanks, brother. And if she's not, obviously, but I cannot imagine that she is that far away from being knocked out. Monica now on the ground. Kelly Kidman trying to get herself back up. Repentia going after Melinda and then back after Monica. Kidman now starting to use things to her advantage. Starting to use different stuff. And look at that. Melinda going after Monica, just missed her. But then gets it turned back around. Repentia cannot decide who she's going after, but picks up the sledgehammer, hits Kelly Kidman with it anyway. Hey, welcome back, Eagle. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Is Repentia gonna pass out? No, she does not. And here we go. Picks up Monica, slams her down, and is that gonna set something up? Don't know if it's gonna set anything up or not. But now Melinda trying to get after the champion. Champion picking up the chair. Setting that chair up in the corner. The other 2 ladies getting up back to their feet. Melinda rolls back in. Monica waiting on her. And I was going to say, I got a feeling a couple ladies are about to get hit with the sledgehammer. Oh, that was almost the rock bottom. Repentia fights her way through it, though. And hits Melinda with that crossbody. Monica just kind of stepping back. And I'm telling you what, it's going to start happening fast and furious. These ladies have got to be on the verge. It has been quite the match so far. We have seen a lot of weapon usage. We have seen a lot of outside things used. We just saw that get broke over the back. Kelly Kidman, remember, she is the current knockout champion. But maybe illegitimate champion, because she did not win by knockout. She won by pinfall. Repentia now taking out the leg. Doesn't see Monica coming, and Monica picks her up. Can she get her to pass out? Melinda blocks a huge overhand right there. Picks up Kelly Kidman. And thought she was going to be knocked out, but still hanging on. The current knockout champion getting back up to her feet. Monica sees her coming, however. Yells out to her, hooty hoo. She yelled out, ha, which means I'll meet you halfway. Monica meeting her halfway through that ring right there. And look at that reverse DDT right onto the back of the chair. And that chair is in the wrong way. Oh, that would have been something had Melinda picked up Monica and threw her through a table. Oh, baseball bat to the head. Then Repentia drops the bat. Monica hits the referee. And look at this. Monica cleaning house. Cleaning house with that sledgehammer. Repentia finally gets her up. Trying to get her to pass out. Unable to do it, however. And Melinda absorbs that missile drop kick. Thought she was going to get it turned back around, but can't quite do it. What is this? That definitely could have been worse. Melinda no-sells that, however, and now picks up Kelly Kidman. And then for all of her, oh, this is the finisher. That is Monica's finisher, but Melinda still not knocked out. Repentia now picking up. Picking up that kendo stick, and Monica in the wrong spot. Oh, and instead, Melinda picks up Repentia, and Repentia ends up passing out from the pain. Remember, they don't tap out, they pass out. Repentia now out, and it looked like for a hot minute, like Repentia was the favorite at one point. It looked like to win this match. She was absolutely controlling the things, but that will show you how fast things can turn around. And oh, head off the trash can assisted headbanger. Monica now whips Melinda into the corner and then goes to get the sledgehammer. And again, now Monica no-sells. Monica no-sells that drop kick, and you would think, you look at the boots on Kelly Kidman, you would absolutely think that there would be no way that somehow those boots have got to take you out in a missile dropkick type situation. And here's her finisher. Oh, not her finisher. That's very similar to it, but that was not the finisher. That was not the big stomp. That was her finisher. I don't even know how Melinda is still in this match. She is now taken on 3 different finishers and has not been knocked out yet. What is going on, Dragunov, my man? Welcome to the stream, brother. And Kelly Kidman trying to show you that she may have won that championship belt the wrong way, but she is here to win it the right way tonight. Mad Prophet, thank you for the subscribe, my man. And welcome to the community. What is going on, Derek? Welcome to the stream, brother. I missed you up there. This has been such a banger of a match. It's hard to say how any of these... Oh! You don't survive that 2 times. And Monica on a mission to try to win this belt yet again. And can Kelly Kidman, the current champion, find a way not to lose it? Can she find a way to win it the right way? Monica now trying to return the favor. Remember Kelly Kidman hitting her with a bat all those times. Can Monica find a way to return it? And I'm not even going to ask, can she? She's finding a way right here. Barbed wire baseball bat upside the head. She took a bat upside the head. And how is either one of these women able to endure the punishment that they have been taking in this match? Absolutely hardcore style match. This is the hardcore equivalent belt for the women. And we just saw Monica endure the sledgehammers, and now you can tell not even trying to win the match right now, just trying to get a little bit of payback for what she has done or what has been done to her. And look, it's like a military cadence. She's doing her left, right, oh, left. And the thing about it is there's a lot of durability on that back. Kelly Kidman finally getting up and says, hey, probably the little bit she's got left in her, and dropped her right on the back of the head, right on that baseball bat. Now can Kelly Kidman, now she's going to get a little retribution. And back and forth they go. And one of the more interesting things, you look at Kelly Kidman, a member of the brand new WCW Judgment Day, right? The leader of the Judgment Day, Rhea Ripley, going to be making an appearance here tonight. And now Monica getting turned back around, and this might be it. What goes up does come down, and Monica is the brand new and two-time women's knockout champion.
WCW Women's Extreme Champion.
So Monica becomes the very first two-time WCW knockout champion. Belt coming back home to Russo, looking iffy. Iffy's like immediately, she's like, I need to get back on this. What is going on, Cowboy John? Welcome to the stream, brother. Yeah, what is happening? Jake Plague, exactly. That's what I want to know, too. That was absolutely brutal at the end. You look at Monica taking all those shots with the sledgehammer and then turning around and giving that back to Kelly Kidman. So no surprise that Monica ends up coming out on top. But still, that back and forth was absolutely brutal. And now you know why it's called the Knockout Championship. Vipero, we saw two different masks come out. Hasn't done them so good. So Vipero tonight returning back to his original Syndicate mask. Will that play a role here tonight? We'll definitely have to wait and see. But on the line, the WCW World Tag Team Championship title belts. As the Syndicate makes their way down to the ring, him and Zack Hamilton, you look on the outside of the ring, friends in real life, now trying to make a run, trying to be successful. One of the more dominating tag teams that we've seen is Vipero and Andrew Dubs, but Dubs maybe looking to go do some more singles-type stuff. Vipero having the success in the singles, but now trying to have that success again, trying to reignite the flame maybe in the tag team division with his buddy Zack Hamilton. So definitely going to have to see. And of course the return of American Alpha version 2. For all of you keeping track at home, Herbie now replacing Simba in that, and Grady and him immediately seeing the success of forming the tag team. Tag team formed on the biker side, but now moving on, doing their own stuff. Will they be able to defend those titles tonight, though, against the Syndicate? We're going to find out here tonight.
The following contest is a tag team match set for one fall and is for the WCW World Tag Team Championship. Introducing the challengers at a combined weight of 405 pounds, the Syndicate, and their opponents at a combined weight of 441 pounds, the WCW World Tag Team Champions, American Alpha.
So American Alpha putting the tag team title belts on the line here right now. Those are some nice looking belts. And Vipero gonna start off this match with Herbie. Now, we used to watch when Vipero and Dubs would wrestle, one of them would like take the brunt of the match. They would take the majority of the match. They would leave one of them very fresh, working over the other team. Is that gonna be the same style here tonight, or are we gonna see a lot of quick tags back and forth from the Syndicate? So you look at like new tag teams, new people doing it. And we've seen these guys tag up a couple times, but sometimes the timing or sometimes that'll be a little bit off. And tonight you can't have that. Now, one of the better things is, especially looking at that last match, that's exactly what you'd expect to see on a pay-per-view. You know what I mean? Yeah, that is for sure too, Sentinel. Sentinel won the stream, brother. But yeah, when you're in the slump, you'll try to do whatever. But look at that. Maybe a little trolling going on over there. But Vipero able, just like the snake that he is, able to get just a little bit faster than his opponent and get that turned back around. And Vipero looks like he's going to be the guy here tonight that tries to stay in the ring the longest. But again, this is a similar tactic that we see a lot from the Syndicate. And so then that makes you wonder, does Jay Savage put that? Is this how he teaches his guys, or is this how he strategizes and coaches his guys to do? Now Vipero getting Zack tagged back in, and recently we've seen Zack have a lot of success as well. Goes for the pin, but only getting the 1 count. Grady getting back up to his feet, and now trying to get back in control of this match. Whip Zack into the corner. And we're starting to see, like, you look at who has had success in the tag team division, in the WCW tag team division. We have seen some larger teams out there, but they don't typically have like the big success. We see a lot of like double light heavyweights, or a light heavyweight and a cruiser, or in this case, 2 cruiserweights. But we start to see these guys have a little bit more success. We start to see these guys use their speed and use their stuff. Whoa! Zack almost ended up hitting both of them. Herbie able to get out of the way, though. But almost seeing a high spot right there. And Zack now using the outside of the ring. to his advantage. But remember, you cannot win title belts on a countout. Herbie still kind of waiting on the outside of the ring, picking his spot to get in. Picks it at the right time. Zack saw him coming, but a little bit too late. Takes it, turns him around, now gets him into the corner. Zack flips him back around into the corner. Yeah, I know, right? Herbie is like, nope, you take it. Zack taking it up top and then grabbing the leg. One. Herbie able to get in there, though, and break that up now. Kind of sitting back, trying to give Grady a chance to get up, but Grady's still on the ground. Zack now getting Vipero tagged back in to this match. There's a lot of really interesting. This is one of those matches that you really want to see, because we haven't seen Vipero and Zack Hamilton together as a tag team have a lot of success, but they're one of those teams I think they could. And then you look at them, you have two cruiserweight style wrestlers. Now, the champions have a light heavyweight and a cruiserweight, right? But you got these two style wrestlers. Can two cruiserweights win the tag titles? And then can they hold their own against the larger competition? Vipero's proven he can do it. We've seen Zack do it. Herbie and Grady winning the title belts, you know, so like we know they can do it as well. So quite interesting. Have to keep an eye out on that. This weekend I'll actually be up in Kentucky doing a bourbon tour, and might get a hookup with Grady, go out to lunch or do some stuff. So that'll be interesting to see if we can get that all lined up. Yeah, not only defeats you in many ways, but also quickly, like out of nowhere. So Grady gets Herbie tagged back in, and right now Grady moving very slow. Zack Hamilton waiting on Herbie, though. Herbie almost no-sells that, but grabbed his face, looks at it, looks at his hand like, man, I can't believe I just took that right to the face, and back and forth these two go. And that's exactly probably what I would have did. Try to get Herbie over in the corner, maybe get some double team moves on him, maybe get something like that going. Oh, Grady now split open. Pushes the chin to the mat, but only a 1 count. And this is the part. Grady's like, look, stop hitting me, Zack. Zack's like, nope. Grady now, or Herbie, able to recover on the outside. Gets back in. Oh, blocks the one, but can't stop the other. A DDT. And Grady trying to fight through, but look, if you're keeping track at home right now, you almost got to believe that the Syndicate kind of in the driver's seat right now. This match which does not bode well for the current champions. Current champions right now going to have to find a way to get back in control of this match, get back in control of what is going on, and get some things turned back around. Hey, since we got quite a few people in the chat right now, I'm going to put this out to you guys. We've had a couple other successful series on this channel, obviously the division. Maybe we get back into that a little bit, but two other things. I just downloaded The Witcher 3. I've never played it. I've never played any Witcher series at all. Would that be something we might be interested in? Look at this. We talked about him trying to get around. What kind of pity maneuvers are these? Back and forth they go. Only one counts. And finally able to kick out. Vipero went to hit him right there with the snake bite. Grady moves just out of the way. Moves just barely out of the way to avoid the snake bite, but Vipero gets back up and in control. But yeah, we got the Witcher 3. And then something that was also very successful is City Skylines. So I've started working on new cities and doing stuff. Don't know if you guys would be interested in seeing that stuff. That does not take away from what we do in wrestling or the frequency of wrestling. Because one other thing that we are going to do, and I'm going to start doing it once a week, we're going to start doing a podcast style thing. I keep saying this and I don't do it. I'm doing it. We got too many things to talk about. Too much stuff we could be talking about with the wrestling. Look at that! Missed it the first time, but immediately goes back to it. Has him locked in the constrictor. Grady able to hold on long enough to get Herbie in there to break up that move. But yeah, if you guys would be interested in that, I could stream a lot more. Those are those things that I don't have to be so loud that I could actually, there could be people at home and I could be doing that thing, you know what I mean? Hey, what is going on? Gruffy, welcome to the stream, brother. Gruffy will be making his debut, hopefully, no promises, but hopefully at the next Nitro. We're checking out some move sets, doing some stuff. Got some stuff to move around and stuff to get everything fit in the right way. But it's going to be, I'm pretty excited about the character. It'll be interesting, I think. It'll be interesting. I just got to make sure it's right. But yeah, it should be very interesting. Yeah, I saw that with that, you know, and I'll go check it out and see if it's something that's going to make me want to. But look at this. We talked about getting it turned back around. Grady able to stop the offense of Zack. Get Herbie tagged back into this match. And a little double team stuff going on right now. Zack taking the brunt of some of the blows. Grady looking like he's waiting on him. Gets him. Oh, and right back down. And the world champions right now really trying to get things turned back around. It looks like Grady distracted him for long enough, but Zack sees him coming. And remember, you cannot lose the tag team titles on a countout, so the Syndicate absolutely needing to get Herbie back in the ring, get American Alpha back in the ring, make sure they are already up to a 7 count. Herbie on the ground. And we just saw him take a finisher on the outside of the ring. Can Grady get over? He does. I was like, oh my God, I don't think Grady's coming. But Grady makes it over in time, breaks up. Breaks that up. Now Herbie trying to get in. Gets the emergency tag in. Grady and Vipero going after it. And as fast as Grady got in, is as fast as he left that ring. And that was almost the match right there in kind of surprise fashion. But Zack able to get in and break it up. And now a double team incoming. What is it going to be? Flying shoulder block it is. Partner assisted. Hits him. Is he going to roll him up? No. Herbie gets the offense going. Keeps it going. Vipero trying to cover up, and it looks like where we saw before. Well, I say that, it looks like they got to turn back around, but look at this. Now rolls up the leg. 1, 2, 3, and what a match. But the current champions will retain the WCW World Tag Team title belts.
And still, WCW World Tag Team Champion, Herbie.
And I haven't fixed that motion yet, but Herbie and Grady will continue to retain the WCW World Tag Team title belts. But holy Moses, that is absolutely out of control. What is going on? Monica, welcome to the stream. If she's watching her match right now, she can't hear us. She'll hear it later. But now, Vanessa Levey putting that women's WCW United States title belt on the line right here.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WCW Women's United States Championship.
Yeah, GC Rock was having a watch party for that. What's going on, Wally? Welcome to the stream, brother. Now, we have seen Bobbi Hart coming out a lot more with Bret Hart, kind of making sure there's no shenanigans going on in Bret Hart's matches. But tonight, trying to work her way back into the world title picture, gets her shot tonight at Vanessa, knowing that typically the United States title is the gateway into the World Championship. So trying to get that going, get her shot again at that world title belt. And I'm going to tell you what, we've got a lot of crazy things. We're seeing some world title belts right in the middle of the card. These matches aren't in those spots on accident. Absolutely laid out every single match, put them in the order that we want them to be in. Put who we wanted to be in, so no accidents on this card at all. But what a challenge. Like, you look at Bobbi Hart, one of the top female wrestlers that we've got, Vanessa, working her way up quickly, almost like a rocket ship going off. And now putting that title belt on the line. And look at that outfit. Only brings it out in the pay-per-views. If you haven't noticed, we have only seen her wear this in the pay-per-view matches. Otherwise, she goes back to her other original ring attire. But putting the United States title belt on the line. While everybody else liked the certain one that she had on the chest, found a different one, put it on there. I like this one a lot better. It makes a lot more sense.
Introducing the challenger from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Bobbi Hart, and Robert from Manchester, New Hampshire, the WCW Women's United States Champion, the Specialist, Van Nelson Lady.
It's crazy. You look at the community, and another reason why I really want to have like the podcast style thing, either weekly or bi-weekly, but there's a lot of things our community does outside of wrestling that is amazing. Vanessa, absolute hero in real life. So, and doesn't do it for the glory, doesn't do it for all the stuff, does it because it needs to be done. But yeah, very interesting. But putting that title belt on the line here tonight, trying to get that fast start going after Bobbi. Now, typically, Vanessa, another one of those, typically doesn't isn't the one getting the fast starts, but not saying that it can't happen, just not typically the one. Usually kind of withstanding the offense for a second, and then she comes on and does her thing. But right now, between the two of these wrestlers, a little bit of back and forth, and already a 2 count on Bobbi Hart. Like, that has got to be something right there. Getting a 2 count to start the match. And again, Bobbi Hart, world caliber wrestler. So that'll show you how far and how fast Vanessa has come. Backing her up right now with the knees, with the feet, and with the fist. Now coming in. And almost like one of those nail in the coffin type maneuvers. That Hurricane Rana, half Hurricane Rana right in to the mat. You kind of see how the body kind of tensed up there for Bobbi. Bobbi now trying to get back to her feet. Vanessa not having it. And again coming after her. But coming after her a different way and driving the head back into the mat. And I don't think Bobbi was expecting this out of her. I don't think Bobbi was like, oh my gosh, but she is hitting Bobbi Hart right now in so many different ways. It is probably hard for her to keep up with. What is going on, Temple? Welcome to the stream, brother. And then in that podcast too, I've absolutely got a format for it to do it a couple different ways if we have a live guest, because I'd like to get some of you guys on, talk to you guys about what you guys think about what goes on in our universe, how you guys think it happens. Our universe gets run differently than a lot of universes. It's funny, you look at some of the universes and on the surface you're like, oh yeah, it's all the same, but they are absolutely different, absolutely run different, and that's part of the reason for the podcast. Again, some real news inside the universe mode, some real stuff that goes on in our community. I think it'd be very interesting story. It'd be a lot of fun. And look at that, Vanessa finding a way. It looked like Bobbi was getting things rolling a little bit, but Vanessa finding a way to get things turned back around. Now grabs the leg, 1, 2. And Bobbi Hart kicking out with some authority, but still a 2 count. Vanessa saying, look, come on, get up. Let's fight. You wanted to fight? Let's do this thing. And fight Bobbi Hart will do. You know, you look at some of the facial expressions, like you really got to be paying attention, but you look at some of the facial expressions from these wrestlers, and I am shocked there's not more memes going on. Absolutely shocked. Oh, tried to go for the 10 punches to the top of the head. She got in one, and Vanessa said, nope, let me go ahead and return this to sender. You got the wrong address. Bobbi now getting to the outside of the ring. Vanessa kind of slow getting over there, but I think she wanted to see if she could tell, was Bobbi Hart maybe playing a little possum? It turns out she wasn't, so then she goes after the attack. You can see the blood coming off of those steel steps as well. There's a lot of little details in this arena that are pretty cool. It's hard to see the chairs, but if you could zoom in on the chairs also quite different. Now remember, referee's count is up to 6, and you cannot win on a count out. So while Vanessa probably doesn't care that she's here or there or anywhere, looking to win this match, period. But look at this, 9, and she instead has it reset. She doesn't want to beat Bobbi Hart by a count out. She doesn't want to retain the title belt that way. She wants to prove against a world caliber class wrestler that she belongs, and she belongs maybe getting that title shot. Gets back in the ring again at 4. starting to slow some things down. The referee saying get back in the ring, and it looks like Vanessa's going to help her out. But Bobbi Hart, you got to wonder, after that big move to the outside, oh, look at this, played it up to the crowd a little bit. Bobbi Hart did not appreciate that whatsoever. But Bobbi Hart, is she hurt? It looks like maybe something is wrong because the timing is off. But her timing is off, and it has been off a little bit. Vanessa able to kick out in two. Bobbi whipping her back into the ropes again. And look at the state of that slam. Is that going to be it? 1, 2, 3, and we have a brand new WCW United States champion, and how we have one, I don't know. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, that is going to be a different podcast as well. Yeah, me and Solo have been talking about it also. I don't know. Absolutely want to do one with Solo. There's a lot of cool things going on right now in the SSU and in Temple Place thing. It'll be interesting to see if they can pull off what they've got in store. But yeah, how did Bobbi Hart end up winning this? Like, unbelievable. But this goes to show you, we talk about world caliber wrestler right there. Unbelievable how Vanessa has that match won multiple times. Like, could have won it by count out multiple times. And then somehow Bobbi Hart still fights through whatever injury she has. And obviously there is an injury somewhere, but fights through that injury somehow and ends up coming away with the United States title belt. Not even sure how that goes. And then you're like, well, you know, it'll be this, it'll be that, it'll be whatever. But that is exactly why they wrestle now. These two.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WCW Women's World Championship.
Now these two, Ozzy has made it very clear that she wanted a shot at this title belt ever since it got redesigned. Remember, Ozzy, part of the like was the champion and defended that title belt, defended this title belt 11 straight times. Won the title and then defended it 11 straight times before losing on that 12th title defense, setting the bar. She was the first one to do it. Then Totes comes and does it with the United States title and with the Universal $1 million title. Defends both those title belts 11 times. Nobody able to defend a belt for a 12th time. So very interesting on that. But when this title belt got redesigned, Witcher ends up winning this title belt. Ozzy starts making it very clear that she wants a shot again. Had showed no interest up to that point for going back after the world title, was going after some different things, was going after some tag team stuff. But now, when that belt got redesigned, wants her shot, and she is going to get that shot here tonight. And it's crazy. We've seen that title belt defended, Ozzy, the world champion, throughout the entirety of Season 5 and then the first 22 episodes of Season 6. We hadn't even known another champion. Kylie Watson able to do a cash-in after a match against Ivy Nile and then beat her to dethrone her. So, only way Ozzy has ever been beaten in a world title match is when there's been 2 world title matches in one night. So Witcher then goes on, ends up beating Judge Julie Justice for it, becomes only the 4th Women's World Champion in the history of the WCW 2.0. And now, immediately, in her very first title defense, not backing down, not shying away from it, but that very first title defense will be against the greatest WCW Women's World Champion of all time, Ozzy.
Introducing the challenger from the Queen City, the phenomenal one, Moxley. And her opponent from Austin, Texas, the WCW Women's World Champion, the Superstar, Tony the Witch Cox.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Very, very good catch by R2K. That's the other thing that has been going on ever since Witcher developed the magic, I guess, but developed the energy sucking, the energy draining move that she does. She has now used it in every single match since unveiling it, and that could very well be the thing that has led her now all of a sudden to the world title. So Ozzy is going to have to defend against this. Ozzy is going to have to make sure that Witcher does not have a chance to put it on her, because if she does, she has won every single time. So now, getting a 1 count right off the bat. Now Witcher knowing that that wasn't going to be the thing that ended the match. But Witcher off to a fast start. Ozzy, this does not bode well for Ozzy. Ozzy's got to be the one that maintains control of this match, because, again, if Witcher feels like she's getting backed into a corner and then gains control of the match, she has used that soul draining, that energy draining move to flip the tide of matches. So she has got to find a way to make sure Witcher doesn't have the strength to do that, number one, but doesn't have the opportunity to do it, number two. Ozzy now getting her flipped back into the corner. And we have never seen, this is the other thing, we have never seen Ozzy going after a world title and not win it. The only time she has ever lost matches is when nobody has ever defended a title against Ozzy, is what I'm saying, in the WCW. Yeah, that bat was on another level for sure. But you look at this match, probably on any other night, this is a main event match. Oh, look at this. That is usually the move that sets up her finisher. She grabs the leg. 1, 2. And Witcher able to kick out in 2. But look, if she can hit the yellow brick road, if she can hit the somewhere over the rainbow, it might be all over but the cry, and Witcher getting back to her feet and able to block it in immediately. Look at that, sucking the energy out of Ozzy. Absolutely draining it, and this is what we're saying. If Ozzy could have hit that, the match would have been over, but Witcher able to stop it and immediately goes to suck the energy out of her, and now hits her with the Witch's Brew. Locks it in. Is Ozzy going to tap out? Referee right in position, and Ozzy does not tap out, but Witcher could be setting up for it again, and you can see Ozzy unable to really fight back at this point. Rolls up the leg. 1, 2. And somehow Ozzy able to kick out in two. Witcher can't believe it. Witcher now getting things going, starting to use the entire ring now to her advantage. And look at this, ever since that happened, the only thing Ozzy has been able to do is kick out, not really fighting back. But now, Ozzy trying to fight back, trying to regain some of that strength, trying to regain some of the energy that Witcher took from her. And now Witcher's showing her like, hey, you think you can do it, but you don't got that much left in the tank right now, Witcher. Oh! Did you see that? Witcher setting up for the Witch's Brew again. Ozzy able to roll out of the ring. Thought that she was going to catch Witcher riding dirty. Does not. And Witcher setting up for it again. Ozzy not letting her get it on her, though. And now, right in the center of the ring, back and forth. And so far, I would say if that was any other wrestler, if it was any other wrestler but Ozzy, this match would be over. Ozzy, though, finding a way and showing you why she is who she is. Witcher showing you why she is who she is. And this match going down. And could be whoa, she said bring it on. Witcher said aight. And she brought it on. And look at this, back and forth they go. And they're just getting after each other. Neither one of them able to knock down the other one. Absolutely crazy match so far. Ozzy gets her into the corner. Gets her down. Is she going to be able, the referee, watching it in 2 feet to the side of the noggin, call Witcher or Ozzy in the morning, rolls up the leg. Is this going to be it? And Witcher again kicking out with almost supernatural authority. But now, again, here we go. Can she get it in? She's got it locked on. Hits her with the yellow brick road. Rolls her over. We might have a brand new WCW Women's World Champion. What's going on? Greg and John, welcome to the stream.
Your winner and new WCW Women's World Champion, the phenomenal one, Oxley.
Ozzy finding a way to fight through supernatural powers, supernatural abilities at Halloween Havoc of all places. Absolutely showing you why she has got to be considered the greatest WCW Women's Champion of all time. Also becoming the very first 2-time WCW Women's World Champion. Yeah, absolutely on another level. Like, what a great match. Like, there's been so many great matches so far here tonight. Now, Jahki and Chris Jericho getting ready to crank it up here a little bit. And Jahki gonna show you his brand new look.
Is scheduled for one fall and is for the WCW Light Heavyweight Championship.
The Wolf King, the Alpha Wolf, Jahki, looking like he might start bringing the Wolfpack to the WCW, and not the NWO Wolfpack, not the Wolfpack that you used to know, his own version of that. But in bringing this new look out here tonight, is this going to be the night that starts some title reigns. Is he going to be able to find a way to win the WCW Light Heavyweight Championship? Chris Jericho has been dominating this division. Is he going to find a way to do it? But look, it has not been a great night for the reigning champions. You look at Brooklyn Joker able to win the hardcore title. Monica able to win the knockout title. Now Grady and Herbie able to retain. Bobbi Hart, though, able to win. And now Ozzy beating Witcher. So of the 5 titles we've had so far, 4 of them have gone to brand new champions. So Halloween Havoc, absolutely freaky stuff going on here tonight. But can Chris Jericho find a way to stop that from happening to his title belt? Can Chris Jericho find a way to retain the coolest belt in all of wrestling, the WCW Light Heavyweight Championship? I'm going to tell you what, if you think there's a cooler belt than this one out there, you send it to me. I'm going to see it. I don't think you can do it. I think it's impossible. The coolest looking title belt on the planet. But Chris Jericho making his way down to the ring, getting a shot at all the title belts, right? Because the Hart Foundation winning Wrestle War 1, winning Battle Bowl 1, and getting all the shots. Chris Jericho takes that shot at the light heavyweight title, wins it, and has held on to it ever since. So far, the other members, not Bret, not the leader, we'll talk about him in a second, but the other members getting their first title shots and losing every single one of them. Bret Hart, not even taking a shot at one of the titles yet because of Battle Bowl 1, but because of what happened in Wrestling Wars, getting a shot at the Universal title and beating Totes.
From Baltimore, Maryland, weighing in at 215 pounds, Jahki the Predator. And his opponent from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, weighing in at 225 pounds, the WCW Light Heavyweight Champion, Chris Jericho.
Yeah, and that's something, too, I want to make very clear. Jahki Alpha Wolf, right? R2K is not in the Wolf Pack. But Jahki and R2K do make up the Grinders. So, very interesting dynamic. Something we have never seen before in WCW. Where you got kind of an independent guy in R2K. You got a guy who's starting a faction and they don't join up together. Look at that! Getting off to a quick start. Jahki immediately going after the Famouser. What? I didn't even know her. And getting off to a fast start against Jericho. Now we have seen plenty of wrestlers get off to a fast start against Chris Jericho. Do not start counting them chickens before they're hatched. And you guys know that when I see this move, I take it away. It takes way too long and they go to it way too often. So, and that's the first time I've ever seen Jahki do that move. But Jahki right now, so far, not letting Chris Jericho get anything going. Whips him now into the ropes, and watch out! The man of a million cutters takes it off that top rope right there, hits him with a huge cutter, but Jericho able to turn it around to start at least getting some things turned around and whips Jahki out of the ring. He's probably like, we got to get a little separation here. Jahki is whipping up on me right now. really? Well, that is interesting. Jericho, though, slowing things down. And remember, we've got to say it. We've got to say the things that so far you cannot win on the outside of the ring. We know that. Those are things that we know. Now, referee able to get up to a 5 count. Jericho now putting him back up against the ropes. Jahki, though, using that time wisely. I thought he was going to, and he does. Looked like he was going to go off one. Decides to go off the other. Jericho almost catches up to him. Jahki able, though, to turn that back around. Not letting him catch up to him and then take it off those ropes. And now splits Chris Jericho open. And, I always wonder, you saw where Jahki is kind of setting it up. You know Chris Jericho has the walls of Jericho. And it looked like maybe Jahki was going to try to end the match with his own move. You can see the blood off the side of the head. Jericho, though, using, and one of the smartest wrestlers of all time. Jericho getting out of the ring and now using the Alpha Wolf's aggression against him to get things turned back around again. Referee only up to a 2 count. And you got to wonder, like Jericho's got to know this is probably more than he expected. Oh, almost got the spike done to him, but Jericho stopping that, and now 3 power bombs on the outside of the ring. Referee up to 5. Is Jericho, and Jericho, don't put it past him, is Jericho going to use a count out to win this match? Is Jericho that worried? No, throws Jahki back in. Normally right there we would see, I believe, Jericho try to use that count out against him if he thought the match was in jeopardy, but he gets him in, thought he was going to get a pin. Jahki able to kick out in 2. What is going on? Terrell, welcome to the stream. What is happening, Logan? Really appreciate you liking and sharing it out. And here we go, getting locked into the walls of Jericho. Jahki gonna tap out. Referee right on it, looking back and forth. He does not. Jericho goes right back in to the ground stomp campaign that he has been on this entire match. Hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. And Chris Jericho finds a way to retain the WCW Light Heavyweight Championship.
WCW Light Heavyweight Champion Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho's got this amazing ability to withstand some offense, because you saw a lot of offense coming out on Jahki's side, but able to withstand that offense and come back to beat Jahki when it looked like Jahki pretty much had it in the bag right off the bat. So, crazy comeback by the current champion, but that is exactly what just happened. Now, getting ready to see a match between 2 guys. And look, I mean, honestly, it kind of makes sense. Halloween Havoc, looking at the mask, you see what's going on. It would make sense that these guys are going to hook it up.
Is scheduled for 1 fall and is for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship.
But world title, newly designed world title will be on the line. The current king of the ring getting a shot here tonight at the world champion Sentinel. And Jay Savage will be accompanying the king of the ring down to the ring. Yeah, it's crazy though. Like you look at the Chris Jericho stuff, and you're like, man, I don't think Chris Jericho, and in every match that we've seen him in, it did not look like he was going to win the match, and then ends up putting on the walls of Jericho, and even though he didn't win, that move is so strong, so devastating, really does a lot of damage to the body and to the back. You see him stomp the midsection a couple more times and then roll up and able to get that 3 count. So, gonna be tough to get that light heavyweight title off from around his waist. But maybe that's what the champions in the upper tiers want. Maybe they don't want him to not have that title belt around his waist. But definitely not it for Jahki, so no worries there. And look at the state of this world title belt. This finally looks like it should be our world title belt. Like, I like the other one, but I don't know. It wasn't that distinctive. Now the men and women's WCW World Championship title belts, I wouldn't have to tell you it's a world title belt. You can look at it and be like, yeah, that's the world title belt right there. And our current WCW World Champion, again, this on any other given Sunday, right? This would be the main event of the night. And now, using this, kind of parlaying some of these main event type matches and putting them in the center. So we saw the hardcore title thing, way to kick off the show. Absolutely, the women's 4-way, like the 2 hardcore style type matches to kick off the show. Now in the middle, seeing the world title belts and the United States title belts put on the line, to then see the universal world title belts for the men and the women at the end of the program, and getting to see a WWE wrestler in this go after the women's, and Rhea Ripley going after, in our kind of dual main event of the evening, going after Shyanne for that title belt.
Introducing the challenger from Elysian Fields, weighing in at 252 pounds, the Ring of Men's All-Star Champion, Recon. And his opponent from Virginia, weighing in at 308 pounds, the WCW World Heavyweight Champion, Sinister Crown.
So Sentinel gonna put that world title belt on the line. We have seen Sentinel and Eagle Star hooking it up, going back and forth with that title belt. Sentinel coming out of that war on top and retaining that title belt. Now going to put it on the line against a different challenger. Will Sentinel be able to leave the ring here tonight as the world champion? Will the managers get involved? We have seen Jay Savage absolutely get involved. There's a reason why he is the head of the syndicate. But will Becky get involved on Sentinel's side? Well, and it's not just about getting involved as managers either. It's about the timing of when you got involved. There are right and wrong times to be involved. You can see Becky over there cheering Sentinel on. Recon was getting ready to walk over, and Recon can end the match in a number of ways as well. So definitely something. He is one of those wrestlers. We've got about 5 wrestlers that can really, in 2 to 3 moves out of nowhere end a night. So Recon right now, normally going at a much faster pace, has kind of slowed things down a little bit. But a lot of ground action, a lot of ground moves going on right now, trying to control the pacing of the match, and up to this point doing quite a good job. Like, if you wanted to be the one in control of whatever, this is exactly what you would be looking to do. So controlling the pacing of the match, taking them to the outside again. You can't win a title on the outside. You can't win it on the count out. So, but you can use the outside to your advantage. And it looks like right now, it looked like at first, Recon wasn't even going to try to waste any time, was going to get Sentinel right back into the ring. However, Sentinel, we have seen Sentinel do this multiple times. He doesn't care about whether he wins by a count out or not, or if he loses by a count out, because he will retain that title belt, but gets Recon back into the ring. And that match was almost over right there. It was almost over before it even got rolling. Recon now hooking the leg. And only a 1 count. Oh, look at that. The crowd acknowledging the Syndicate right now. Acknowledging Recon. And remember, Recon has won a world title before. Can he find a way to win it again? Can he become a 2-time world champion? Right now, we have only got 2 men that can claim that. Totes, McGoats, and Blackheart are the only 2-time world champion. Oh, and Sentinel. Sentinel also a 2-time world champion. Forgot. You know, in the initial match between him and Eagle Star, Eagle wins, and then Sentinel comes back and beats him again, and that's after beating Bama for the world title in the first place. Oh, Sentinel split open right there. So, yeah, Sentinel, a quick 2-time champion. Can Recon Delta join that group here tonight, or will Sentinel send him packing? Sentinel now picks him up, and that is usually the prelude to his finisher. Rolls up the leg. 1, 2. And a 2.5 count already, but I told you that is usually the prelude, and here it comes. Picks him up, back down, and this might be it. It might be all over, but the crying 2, 3, and Sentinel really starting to come into his own, really starting to dominate as a champion.
Here is your winner, and still WCW World Heavyweight Champion, Sinister Trout.
So 4 brand new champions, 3 of the champions retaining their title belts here tonight. So kind of an even split. But getting ready to go on to the very next one where, again, this is one of those matches. We look at a lot of these matches, but this is one of those matches that you would absolutely expect to see at a Halloween Havoc. You can't have a match with like a Miss Nightmare and that not be one of those style matches. But tag team titles, we've seen the men put them on the line, men able to defend their title belts. Can the women defend their title belts here tonight? So Phoenix and Mimi making their way down the ring. Mimi on a really good, not a really good, she's on a historic women's television title run. Already finding a way to defend that title. A record number 5 times. So getting her shot here with her partner. And these 2 longtime tag team partners, longtime tag team champions, not just here, but in the TSW, in the WWE, and now in the WCW as well. Can they find a way to defeat the 2-time tag team champions of Alana and Miss Nightmare? Now, it's interesting because the first time in the first title run where we saw Alana and Miss Nightmare getting after it, we didn't think they were going to get beat, not for a long time. And then Ozzy and Rebecca Dawn come in, actually beat them. And then in the rematch, Alana D and Miss Nightmare winning those titles back. Can they turn it around? Because the messed up thing with these title belts, and you guys know, if you guys are watching, title belts absolutely matter. They give your characters a boost. But for whatever reason, the WCW Women's Championships have never been defended more than one time. Angela Starr and Judge Julie Justice, when they were members of the Four Horsewomen, won it, defended it one time. What's weird about that one is they broke up. Judge Julie Justice ends up winning and going on. Then it goes back and forth a whole bunch of times. Misty and Kylie eventually win it, defend it one time, and we think that they're going to just go on this long run, this long title defense run. They don't. Alana and Miss Nightmare step in, and then we think they're going to go on the long run. Then Ozzy ends up beating them. Then they win in the rematch. So, can they start a historic run here tonight? If they win tonight, they've already tied the longest title defense streak in the history of the WCW. But can they change that?
Is a tag team match set for one fall, and is for the WCW Women's World Tag Team Championship. Introducing the challengers, the WCW Women's World Television Champions, the Order, and their opponents, the WCW Women's World Tag Team Champions, the Faces of Fear.
So, Faces of Fear trying to change the women's tag team title division, trying to add some stability to it. Can they do it here tonight, or will the Order of the Phoenix absolutely put a monkey wrench in those plans? We're about to find out right now. So Mimi gonna get it started off. Miss Nightmare. Getting it started as well. Now you look at an obvious size difference, yes, but also a height difference. And that is why the team of Miss Nightmare and Alana have been dominant in as far as winning and losing. It's just with the title belts, for whatever reason, it seems like all of a sudden people win these title belts and then lose their way. It is absolutely unbelievable. Even though the champions are boosted, it is absolutely unreal what ends up happening with these champions as of the entire time WCW's been in existence. So Mimi getting Miss Nightmare over in the corner, bringing her out. And I don't know if you guys have noticed the blood stains on the turnbuckles, but little details in this thing. And look at this, already a 2 count. Miss Nightmare trying to get over, trying to get Alana tagged in. Not having it, however. And we still have 4 matches after this match. We still got the WCW Cruiserweight title, the WCW United States title, and then we get in to our dual main event. The Universal Men's and Women's World titles will be put on the line. In this match, it is only one fall. The first fall is going to win, whether that is a pin or a submission. That is what it'll take to get out and walk away with these title belts. Now, Miss Nightmare already, look at that, already starting to move a little bit slow, a little bit tenderly. Alana running over, jumping up, and Hurricane Rana right on to Phoenix. And I don't think Phoenix expected that at all. Throws her, tries to hit Mimi with Phoenix. But instead, that proves to be a slight mistake, but look at who's waiting right there. Mistake or no mistake. Back and forth these two women go. Phoenix now able to get up and get out, and Alana taking the drop kick right to Mimi, whipping her over into the corner. Thought we were getting ready to see some craziness, but instead slows it back down. Mimi able to turn it around. And it looks like Miss Nightmare just trying to kind of buy her time a little bit. Now Mimi getting Phoenix tagged back into the match. Oh, steps back, ducks and blocks it, but Alana not having it, continuing the offense, continuing getting after her right here. And Alana taking it to her, slowing things down, and then doing it right in front of Mimi, doing it right in her own corner. Alana now walking back over, getting Miss Nightmare tagged back into the match. And Phoenix able to jawbreaker and break that up right there. Whips her into the corner, takes her, and almost the move that she put on her. Miss Nightmare getting over to the corner, needing those ropes to get up, and look at that. 2 knees right into the back. Phoenix. And that is the kind of thing you got to believe that when you're looking at power versus speed, speed has got to keep things moving a little bit faster in this match. I'm not saying all the time, but I'm saying in this particular match, it looks like speed is absolutely going to be what the Order of the Phoenix needs to do to keep these other women off balance and try to bring home these title belts. Now look at that. Oh, thought she was going to go tag her in, but instead Miss Nightmare gets the tag in. Alana. And it looked like Phoenix was going to keep it going, keep it working. Alana now taking it up to that top rope, and for whatever reason changes her mind now. Tries to get after Mimi. Mimi able to kind of thwart that attack, but then takes one right to the jaw. And Phoenix able to get in, break it up. Mimi hits her, keeps her off balance, and now grabs her. Doesn't grab the leg, however, and not even a 1 count. Phoenix getting her back to her feet. Yeah, why are they not doing double team moves? It makes you wonder. That's a question for the developer. But yeah, it seems like every other update, it breaks the double team moves for the tag team division. We'll see a few of them here and there, but not as many as you think you should see. So going now, whips her back into the corner. She flips it back around, and look, again, goes right back after Mimi, knocks Mimi down. Phoenix able to get back, but not in time. And now Alana setting up for trying to end the match right here. And not just with any move. This is Phoenix's finishing move, the rise from the ashes, insult to injury, grabs the leg, 1. Holy Moses. You want to talk about one of those in-your-face type maneuvers. Tries to end the match right there. Hitting her with the rise of the Phoenix. Now gets Miss Nightmare tagged back in. And Miss Nightmare going right after Mimi and beating her right on the chest. The referee has his own count, but 10 beats of the old drum right there. And look, oh, look at that. Miss Nightmare getting ready to do the old freakity-deekity, but instead kind of broken up a little by Phoenix, but then turned around again. Big overhand right, and Miss Nightmare gets Alana tagged back in. And it looks like the champs are really working, but look at that. Phoenix is like, what the heck? Runs over, hits her with a running right hand, and we have seen matches end just like that. The torpedo, the old Mohawk torpedo to top all that off. Miss Nightmare breaks it up, but that is setting up the Mia Moore. If she can get this in, will we have brand new tag team champions? Hits her with it, nonchalant pin. 2, 3, and the Order of the Phoenix continues with the absolute what seems like the absolute curse of the women's tag team title belts winning, not allowing even one title defense to happen. But congratulations going out to Mimi and Phoenix. When you look at that, they do also now become two-time women's world tag team champions. Yeah, I'm telling you, that Mohawk torpedo absolutely on another level. But now that brings us in to the Cruiserweight Championship. McWayne getting his shot at the Cruiserweight title belt for the very first time. Again, if you ask JP,
the following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WCW Cruiserweight Championship.
again, if you ask JP, he is the greatest WCW Cruiserweight champion of all time, and you can't even argue with him because he is the only Cruiserweight champion. Can McWayne change that here tonight? That's what I'm saying. So, and maybe that was it. Maybe that was like that motivation, because all of a sudden the Faces of Fear are dominating that match, and then Alana hits her with her own finishing move, and maybe that's like the little pumpkin spice latte that they needed to get their day going, and they get it turned back around, and then they absolutely lay waste to the Faces of Fear and bring home those title belts. But yeah, crazy. But right now, McWayne sitting down at the ring, waiting for the current WCW Cruiserweight Champion to make his way down, being accompanied by Jake Plague. And Jake Plague, we have seen all of a sudden, we're starting to see the Judgment Day climb up. You know, we saw Raven make this absolutely dramatic comeback. Judgment Day, almost extinction level event. It almost they don't exist anymore. And since that has happened, although we haven't seen them a lot, we have seen the Judgment Day members start working their way up the rungs now. Jake Plague starting to win match after match. And I told you, when Jake gets rolling, watch out WCW. And now JP winning the very first Cruiserweight title belt and defending it ever since then. Will Robbo start taking that same thing? And then what is in store for Raven? We know things aren't done with him as well. So, absolutely crazy. What will happen here tonight?
Introducing the challenger from Grays, England, weighing in at 200 pounds, McWayne. And his opponent from Salt Lake City, Utah, weighing in at 193 pounds, the WCW Cruiserweight Champion, JP.
I don't know, to be fair, Vipero. All I can tell you is everybody in the WCW is older than 18. That's the one thing we know. But yeah, how old? I don't know. I don't really pay attention a whole lot to that. Of all the things that play into the storylines, that doesn't play in as much. The one guy who said his created wrestlers were under 18 is no longer, all of his created wrestlers are out. Because I knew where he was going, and he pulled that same crap in the SSU. It was handled differently in the SSU. Here, it got him booted. But look at this. Right off the bat, McWayne. And remember, McWayne has got that move called the sit-down sausage. We have seen McWayne really most noted for being the very first person to find a way to win a survival title from position 1 or 2. And then R2K also in the comments right now becomes the very first person to win an Outlaw Championship. A gauntlet, 8-man gauntlet match from position 1. And then not only just win it, he beat every single person, all 7 other competitors. So lots of crazy, but that is the big thing McWayne is known for here in the WCW. JP, however, trying to make sure he's not known as the Cruiserweight Champion here tonight. And look at this. What is that? Takes him up right into the side. Hooks him up and then folds him up like a lawn chair. JP stomping that midsection, doing all kinds of stuff. Referee taking that, throwing that outside. That kendo stick outside the ring again. JP now tells him, take 2 feet to the head, call him in the morning. Looked like he got caught up a little bit in that bottom rope, but able to get out and stay in control of this match. So it looked like at first McWayne getting off to a quick start. And that's the one thing that you got to watch out for. Like, that's the one thing that JP will absolutely do, is he loves doing a little bit of showboating. He loves playing it up to the crowd. And that's the thing as a wrestler that hopefully, if you've got a shot to beat him, that's where you start to take advantage. That's where the little chinks in the armor are. McWayne unable to do it. Works his way out of it, and now trying to get back on the offense, trying to roll him back around. And you'd see 2 very, very different movesets, but 2 very, very similar styles in this match. McWayne now picking JP up, bringing them back around and trying to loosen up that back and body area. You knew it was coming, trying to get it in. Here we go, sit down sausage, picks him up, back down, hooks both legs. 2, 3, and McWayne finds a way to win his very first major WCW title.
WCW Cruiserweight Champion, McWayne.
And very interesting, JP, right in the middle of that match, turns it around and says, look, I can absolutely dominate this match. And then almost looking like he took his foot off the throttle, McWayne taking advantage of that and winning. But it kind of makes you wonder, did JP do that on purpose? What else does JP have in store? What is the long-term plans? And again, maybe Raven is going to be the only one that knows that, but maybe Raven told him to come out and lose the match. Maybe Raven's got different plans moving forward, but that doesn't matter what kind of plans you got. McWayne winning the WCW Cruiserweight title. So here we go. Now, again, we talked about this match at the top of the show. Rated R2K did upload a different look for his character. I took some pieces of that and put it in. It's hard for me to take and completely change people's looks by re-uploading them because ratings are based on wins and losses. So if I take out your character to put in the same character but in different clothes, it totally diminishes that in a good and a bad way. And for this to absolutely, it would be a bad way. So anyway, there is a new look for the pay-per-view for Rated R2K.
The following champion versus champion contest is a Hell in a Cell match and is for the WCW United States Championship.
So, I'm as shocked as you are right now. Hell in the Cell match going on. Hey, thanks, King Sam. I appreciate that, brother. What's going on, Draven? Welcome to the stream. Kylie is not right now. No. Look at the state of this guy. You want to talk about a time to debut a different look? Halloween Havoc, absolutely the time to do that. When I saw this look that was put out there by R2K, I was like, yeah, we got to get that in the game. So we had to do some copying over, some other things. But the current WCW Special Series Outlaw Champion getting ready to go after the WCW United States Championship belt and in a Hell in a Cell match. Now, I was not aware that it was a Hell in a Cell match. That was obviously changed by Bischoff, but it is nonetheless But look, I don't even care who you are. Like Rowdy, obviously the enforcer of the Four Horsemen. But I don't care who you are. If I was coming down to the ring and I watched this guy's entrance, I would be like, maybe we could just call it a day. You know what I mean? Like maybe we could just like not face off against this guy down there because he looks freaky. Yes, he does. But R2K absolutely looking like he is on another level. Now Rowdy, the enforcer of the Four Horsemen, not only the United States champion, but one half of the Universal World Tag Team Champions with Totes Magoats, makes his way down to the ring right now. And this is one of those matches that when R2K said he wanted to come in to the WCW, when the WCW finally got to sign R2K, this is one of those matches where I'm like, I wanted to see Rowdy and R2K hooking it up. Figured this would be an amazing match, and we are finally going to get to see it. And not just see it, but see it in a Hell in a Cell and see it with the United States title belt on the line. Yeah, and that's the other thing. We know that this is absolutely the worst town Rowdy has ever been to.
Introducing the challenger from Jersey City, New Jersey, weighing in at 224 pounds, the WCW Underground Internet Champion, the Violator, R.T.K. And his opponent, from the nearest nightclub, weighing in at 306 pounds, the WCW United States Champion and one half of the Universe
I know, Sam.
World Heavyweights Tag Team Champions, Rowdy.
Yeah, I know. These never seem to... It doesn't ever go the way either one of them is going to want it to go. So going to be very interesting. What is going on? Rowdy, welcome to the stream, brother. So here we go. Cell now coming down around the ring. These two guys ready to hook it up, to lock horns. And while there's a size difference, R2K definitely wrestles bigger than he is. So this is going to be quite the match. Rowdy kind of waiting in the ring right now. R2K getting back to his feet, rolls back in. And look at that. That is going to be the thing that R2K has got to do. He has got to figure out a way to use that speed to his advantage. Rowdy obviously having the power advantage. R2K having the quickness advantage, and he is going to have to find a way to use that here in this ring. Now, see, this is something, and this was going to be one of those things. It'll be interesting to see Rowdy kind of waiting to see what R2K did when he went to the outside of the ring. Rowdy waiting on the inside. R2K, however, going after him. So you could already see the differences right there. Now R2K getting that sledgehammer, putting it inside the ring. Not going for it right now. Wisely probably going after Rowdy, taking the knees upside the head of Rowdy. Set of two, told him to take three. Rowdy's a bigger guy, so it makes sense on why you'd want to take more knees to the side of the head. Call R2K in the morning, you know what I mean? And now off the side, get some reverse DDT. And I wonder, we saw Rowdy was down when R2K put that sledgehammer in, but does Rowdy see it? Picking R2K up right now and back down, almost dropping him right on that sledgehammer, but just misses it. Guys, too, while we got a chance here, remember, drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, turn on the bell notification, share the video. All of that stuff is free. If you want to do some things that cost money, get in there where that subscribe button was after you subscribe, and now it's a membership button. We have 3 different levels of membership. You can go check that out as well. Every dollar goes right back into the channel to provide better content for you guys. Now Rowdy going big splash off the ropes. And is he going to try to end it right here? No, R2K trying to get up. Rowdy trying to allow the magazine photographers a good shot. A shot at a picture for their magazines. And the first time we saw Rowdy stay in the ring. Are we going to see it this time? Thought we were, but instead Rowdy bringing them to the outside as well. And right now, these guys fighting back and forth. Rowdy throwing him over. Looking like he's trying to get him over away from those stairs. And throws them back into the ring. Rowdy now going up underneath there, getting a trash can, throwing that trash can in. Absolutely hitting them with it. Normally, those trash can shots are a little bit off, but Rowdy throwing that fastball right down the middle. R2K getting it turned back around, throwing him into the rings now and out of the ring ropes. So now Rowdy takes, oh, look at that, through R2K right there. Into that side panel, but that panel ends up holding up. You can see right now that the chain is wrapped around that door. But Rowdy keeping it on the outside right now. R2K getting it turned back around. Oh, one kick, two kicks, three kicks upside the head. Ends up getting three kicks right to the head, busting Rowdy open. Rowdy now fighting back. Rowdy delivering the overhand rights. And now takes R2K, throwing him back into that steel cage yet again. And again, R2K now fighting through it, throwing Rowdy away from the cage. And this is one of those reasons why it's just an absolutely brutal match. Now, some of you may be wondering, we have seen some debuts in wrestling, and none of the people that have debuted we have seen in a pay-per-view event. That is because at the time don't have enough time to build up their storylines to get into the pay-per-view, but doesn't mean they won't be in it. But again, 104 wrestlers, like, we're only going to see so many people in there. So, oh, Rowdy not liking getting punched in the face or kicked in the face too many times. R2K using those stairs to get out of the way and to his advantage. Now look, he says he doesn't care if Rowdy doesn't like getting kicked in the face. Goes right back to that big kick, right? And those kicks are going right up underneath the jaw, throwing Rowdy right back in to that ring. And you can see more blood starting to come out of the forehead of Rowdy, and now getting him back into the ring. Not sure what R2K's plan was there. I think he went to do something and then saw maybe Rowdy, it wasn't setting up the way he wanted it to set up. And R2K waiting. Rowdy now coming to, getting in. R2K switching back around. And is he going to go off the top here? Rowdy looking like he's just trying to get a breather. R2K makes it to the outside. And again, kicked right in the head. Rowdy trying to get back to his feet. R2K keeping the offense going. And now throws him through. And these guys are on the outside of the cell. And what is R2K doing? Well, what is Rowdy doing? Rowdy says forget it. He's climbing up to the top. R2K. And both of these guys, oh, gets one, gets two. And now R2K split open. We have never seen that. Rowdy making it up to the top. Rowdy playing it up to the crowd now. R2K coming up to the top, and these two guys are going to be fighting right on top of this arena. Rowdy picks him up, looking like that was about to be a big slam, and Rowdy, now both of these guys standing on top, mano y mano, going back and forth, throwing the rights, throwing the chops, blocking each other, back and forth they go. Rowdy swings and misses. First time I've ever seen a swing and a miss. Rowdy now picking up R2K and smashes him down. But you saw R2K landed on one of those support beams. Now, I'm not saying that that's good, but I'm saying that that's the reason why maybe they're still on top of this arena. Both men cut open. Both men going back and forth. An absolutely brutal match. Rowdy now picking R2K up like he didn't get enough work in the gym. And smashes him down once again right over the support beam of the cage. And wrenching on that knee. Since going up top, Rowdy has been in control of the match. Can R2K turn it around? Don't know, but it almost looked like R2K went flying off this the cell. And Rowdy again smashing R2K back down. The referee still firmly in the ring. Rowdy going to put him in the recliner. I don't think this would end the match, even if R2K taps out. I don't know for sure. Referee is watching, but Rowdy letting him back up. Rowdy now picking him up and throws him back down, but the cage holds, and now Rowdy, it looked like for a while Rowdy might not be in the right position. Looked like he was fighting from behind, but since coming up to the top of this cage, has absolutely been dominating the match. R2K now trying to get that turned around. And what in the heck just happened? Something happened with something else. We've got to go back and watch whatever that was. So R2K goes, hits the maneuver, and because of that maneuver, ends up falling through the cell. Holy cow, and R2K, though, lands on his feet. Rowdy getting back to his feet, but now we got a panel missing out of the cell. And it looked like R2K was going to climb back up on top. Rowdy says he's not coming down. R2K now going up. Back to the top, and what is going to happen right here? R2K, quick start, knee to the face. And another big chokeslam move. R2K setting up for it right now. Gets him up again, and another slam. But how are these men going to get back into the ring? They got to find a way to get into the ring if they want to win the match. Right now, don't even know if either one of them want to win the match. These guys just want to get after each other. And look at that. Look at how he's got them tied up right there. Rowdy able to fight through, but R2K stays in control. Rowdy now fighting back through. Rowdy fighting back. And these guys very careful where they are at, staying to the outside, not going inside, not going towards the opening. And you can see the toll absolutely being taken on both of these wrestlers. Rowdy, even though he gets that move in, still slow to get back up. Throws R2K. R2K now rolls out of the way, and look at that big shoulder block. But Rowdy very careful not to go back in the center of that ring. And throws him right into the corner. I think the only thing that saved R2K was that hook. R2K now fighting back. R2K fighting through it. And that's a mission like reverse style side figure 4. Rowdy clutching his knees. R2K getting him and going right back to the head of Rowdy. Yeah, you want to talk about a match changing your outlook, changing the way things go. Absolutely crazy. And now doing that same style type slam back to R2K, playing it up to the crowd. But is one of them going to be able to get the other one back into the ring? That is the question right here. We have seen all the stuff that they have done to one another. We see the blood coming down the forehead of both competitors, but can they get back in the ring? Will one of them find a way to end it? What is this? That was the move right there that broke the ring over in the other area. But you see, both these guys very careful not to go back over towards that opening. Neither guy wanting to get thrown through there, and you can't blame them for that. And you can see after that move, Rowdy, blood running down the chest of Rowdy. Rowdy able to get back up, get his paws back on R2K. And a big slam, but the cage finds a way to hold. Whoa, Rowdy almost falling off. But R2K might have just saved Rowdy from falling off the cage. Almost fell off to the outside of the cage right there. And that might have knocked Rowdy off, but instead Rowdy able to stay on. And luckily right there, R2K falling back on those support. Right back onto those support beams. That is, if there was going to be a place, that would be the place. Unless it's your head, Rowdy hitting the head. And look, R2K hits the move, but is down. Rowdy is down. And guys, during this match, again, remember, like and subscribe. It's all absolutely free. The button's right over there. Just hit it. All of that is highly, highly, and very appreciated. So if you were going to have a United States title match, I don't think you could ask for much more than what these two guys have given so far. Both guys giving every single thing they have, and this has got to be one of the hardest fought WCW United States title matches we have ever seen. Yeah, whichever guy comes out with the belt, you've got to know that the other one earned it. R2K setting up again. But Rowdy able to fight through that finishing move. Picks up R2K, brings him back down. And again, these guys being very careful, making sure they stay in. Like the toughest part, the strongest part of that cage. Almost looked like Rowdy was going to again get knocked off. The cage, but both guys going back and forth, and I don't even know how either guy is able to walk after what has been going on here. And that is 2 shots that somehow Rowdy held on to, and then back and forth again they go. This could end up being, too, one of the longest matches in the history of the WCW. That is also very possible. So again, don't think it's possible, but whether it's possible or not, don't think you can tap out here, even if you tap out. Rowdy, though, letting them back up. And again, these guys having to find a way to get themselves, to get the other guy back into the ring. One thing that we're definitely going to do right now, because I don't think it'll ever happen otherwise. Oh, I can't see it. Just get these guys doing the thing. Now, here we go. Back and forth they go. R2K finding a way, though, to get Rowdy back down. And these guys, again, been going back and forth. Picks them back up, gets them, flips them over, and looks like he's got him in another submission hold. Rowdy able to fight through it. Looked for a second like he might have gone the wrong way with that. Now Rowdy gets him, picks him up. R2K able to fight through it. And once again, these guys find a way to get in the wrong spot to get themselves back into the ring. They found a way to fight their way right back out of it. They're like, we're not dumb. We know what's going on here, buddy. And that, again, devastating move. R2K fighting through that. And now hitting him, throws him back in. Rowdy trying to get back to his feet. R2K now. And they find a way to stand right in the center of the thing again for the second time this match, trying to prove which one of them has more stamina, which one of them has the harder head, which one of them can stand there and take the punishment from the other one. Right hands going back and forth. Chops going back and forth. And now R2K finding a way to do it. Sets him up and a huge clothesline. Rot row spaghettios. Rot row spaghettios. You can see if you look at the panel on the left and now the panel that they're currently on, both of those panels looking like are starting to break. It doesn't look like it's going to take much. I don't know if the wrestlers see it or not. And Rowdy ends up falling through. Is R2K going to win the match? 1, 2, 3. And finally, after what is an absolutely brutal match, R2K is your
And new WCW United States Champion, the Violator, R2K.
Look, I told you when R2K came in to the WCW. This was the match I wanted to see, and I'm telling you now, you see why. But that is going to bring us to the final two matches of the evening. A dual main event where the women's universal title belt is on the line. And I don't think we can even take another one of those. So I'm going to customize the match. It is going to be that for this. We're going to make sure that that is the way it is supposed to be. And there we go. But an absolutely brutal Hell in the Cell match. Now we are going to get to see Rhea Ripley from the WWE come into a WCW pay-per-view event and challenge the current Universal World Champion. But what an absolutely crazy congrats going out to R2K. Don't think that's the last time we're going to see those two hooking it up. And kind of a special treat. We don't get to see WWE wrestlers very often, but this is not a brand new signing from the WCW. Rhea Ripley still in the WWE, but because it is the Universal World Championship, able to come in and face Shyanne here at Halloween Havoc. So, gonna get to see Rhea Ripley. These guys, these fans, getting to see something that they don't normally get to see. And an absolutely dream match, Rhea Ripley versus Shyanne for the Universal Women's World Championship. Yeah, it's funny. I think whoever would have fallen through that, like the way that all was going, I think whoever falls through or I figured whoever could get whoever on their back first in the ring, regardless of how they got there, whether it was fall through, whether they climbed down, whatever it was, whoever got the first move to get the other guy down, as long as that match went on, as brutal as that match was going to be the winner. Cheyenne Davis, also the current queen of the ring, making her way down to the ring right now. And again, one of the interesting historical facts about this is in Season 5 when she won the Universal title. The first time it was on the line, she has been the only Universal World Champion in all of Season 5. And so far to this point, all of Season 6. Can Rhea Ripley change that here tonight? Too, guys, we have talked about this where we talk about the Discord. Only about 70 members in the Discord. We look at, there are thousands of people subscribed to the channel. So if you are not yet in our Discord, I'm going to put that link right down here. Go ahead, use that link, join the Discord, get involved in the community. So again, Cheyenne Davis, the only since the formation of the WCW, the only Universal World Champion that we've had. She has defended it multiple times against the WWE, has defended it against WCW wrestlers, and defends it here tonight against Rhea Ripley. And it's funny, this is Rhea Ripley's very first shot at the Universal title. Is she going to make the most of it? And you look at a character like Rhea Ripley, absolutely makes sense. Coming into a Halloween Havoc event, kind of lines up, just character the way it is anyway, but kind of lines up with all of that. Rhea Ripley getting her very first shot at the Universal title. We've seen her win the WWE World Championship, but not a Universal title. Shyanne, though, unable, like in the beginning, Rhea Ripley, absolute freight train running down the tracks right now, acting like the unstoppable force. We've seen her in the WWE, so Shyanne has her hands full here in this match. Is she going to find a way to be able to win, retain the title? Now, she could lose the title. She could lose it on a countout and still retain the title. We've seen her do that against Chyna. We've seen her do that against Judge Julie Justice, where she actually lost on a countout. Lost to Chyna on a countout at Survivor Series. Lost to Judge Julie Justice on a countout during a Queen of the Ring tournament. That she wasn't involved in that part of the tournament, but ends up losing on a countout, but still retains that title belt. So she's defended it 8 times. Is she going to make it a 9th time here tonight? Before that, Ozzy's only defended it 1 time. That is the most it has ever been defended. So Shyanne able to bring that stability to this championship, defending it 8 times, trying to make it 9 here tonight at Halloween Havoc. Now, starting to get things turned back around, starting to get things going maybe in her favor a little bit, using them underhanded tactics, but I think every tactic is what you'd have to do in the hopes of beating somebody like a Rhea Ripley. Hooks the leg, 1, and only a 1 count. Now remember, we've seen, and who knows, we've seen some like superhuman things happen from Rhea Ripley. But we know, we talked about 5 wrestlers that can end your night in 3 moves, Shyanne being one of them. Rhea now setting up for the Riptide. Is she going to be able to hit it? No, Shyanne turns it around, delivers the elbow, flips her into the ropes. And Rhea turning that around right now. And Shyanne again finding herself on the outside of the ring. Rhea now in pursuit, gets outside to maintain control of the match. But Shyanne might have a little window here to kind of even things up. Picks her up in a huge power bomb on the outside of the ring. So if things are going one way or the other, that will get things even back up in a hurry. Another crossbody slam. Shyanne getting back up to her feet, looking like she's starting to feel it a little bit here. And another one of the slams. Jumping back up to her feet. Referee up to a 7 count. Is she going to try to win this on the count out? No. Takes Rhea, throws her into the ring. Gets into the ring with her and might be trying to set up the 8-second ride. Whips her now back into the corner. Gets that leg hooked up and around. And really looking like she's starting to set up, but Rhea able to get out. Breaks up Shyanne, and look at that. Played the possum with her. Hits her with the 8-second ride. 1, 2, 3. And that is beautifully done. If you go back and rewatch the end of that match, absolutely unreal.
The Universal Women's World Champion, the Extreme Shy Girl, David.
An absolutely unreal way to defend that title belt. Getting dominated throughout the entire match and still chooses not to try to get the win on the outside of the ring. Chooses not to try to get the win on a countout. Goes back in, plays it up to the crowd. One small mistake by Rhea Ripley ends up pushing Shyanne to the side, who then stops and leaps because it gives her the separation that she needed, then leaps in and hits the 8-second ride, ends the match right there, and walks away. Still the Women's Universal World Champion. Now we are down to the final match of the evening. A rematch between Totes McGoats and Bret Hart for the Universal World Championship. Bark Squad was all sad they weren't inside. Daddy locked them out. But now the Bark Squad back again. Ready to go.
The following champion versus champion contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Universal World Heavyweight Championship.
So the last time we saw these two guys go at it, these guys were locking it up at Bash at the Beach. Bret Hart ends up winning 2-0. Bret Hart requests the match and says he wanted to fight Totes one more time. Straight up match, no special this, no special that. Just one-on-one, mano-y-mano, and that is what is going to happen here tonight. So far here tonight, guys, we have seen a crap ton of great matches. One of probably the longest matches ever. That Hell in the Cell match has got to go down as one of those possibly match of the year type of matches. And now we haven't seen a lot of Totes McGoats actually since that Universal title loss. We've seen him recently, him and Rowdy hooking it up. He is one half of the Universal World Tag Team Champions and now getting a shot at the world title here tonight. Now you look at Rowdy, R2K winning that title belt from Rowdy. Will Rowdy go after the $1 million title, or will Rowdy go after the WCW World Championship? I've got a feeling it's going to be that World Championship title belt, but Rowdy has been a world champion, a Universal World Champion, now a Universal Tag Team Champion, and he could become only the second wrestler in the history of TSW, WWE, or WCW to win a Grand Slam champion. We know Jane has done it. We know Totes has done it with that win. Rowdy needed the $1 million win to do it. So will he take that shot in lieu of going after the WCW World Championship? We're going to have to find out, but that is quite a big deal. You know what I mean? But now Bret Hart making his way in, and Bret Hart always business. That is why it has been some crazy, crazy good matches between Bret Hart and Totes McGoats. But here as of late, Bret Hart absolutely dominated that match with Totes, but is giving him one more shot here tonight.
Introducing the challenger From Huntsville, Alabama, weighing in at 258 pounds, one half of the Universal World Heavyweights Tag Team Champions, Frankie the Reaper Fingers. And his opponent, from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, weighing in at 235 pounds, the Universal World Heavyweight Champion, Bret the Hitman Hart.
So another really interesting fact about this Universal World title, Totes has not done well as far as defending the title once he has earned it, but he is a 3-time Universal World Champion. So it's interesting. He does really good at winning the belt. Right now is in a position of what he does best. It's actually win the title belt. Has a chance to win this belt for a 4th time. But Bret Hart is right now the absolute top rated by about 4 points wrestler in the WCW. So definitely the top man and almost the top man in the entire between the WWE and WCW. So Bret Hart on a mission leading his faction to become the Battle Bowl 1 champions, and now parlaying that with his individual efforts in that to get that Universal title shot, winning and beating Totes Magoats for the world title shot, and now wanting to put that title belt on the line here tonight in the final match of the evening. So Bret Hart not shying away from anybody. And you got to wonder, too, we know Hulk Hogan is the Universal Money in the Bank briefcase holder. Will we see him come out tonight, or does he even want a part? Maybe he wants somebody else to try to beat Bret Hart before stepping in the ring, because I'm going to tell you right now, there ain't too many people I know that is going to want to really step in the ring with Bret Hart. Bret Hart is kind of at the height. And not just not just winning, but also how he's been winning has been absolutely amazing as well. He has absolutely been dominating his competition. Right now in this particular match, Totes probably doing better than we've seen a lot of people do in a minute, but does not count out Bret Hart. Bret Hart, again, he won't end your match with a quickness. He won't do that. That is not what he does. He ends it very methodically. But look at this right now. Melinda talking up to Bret Hart. Totes said something to Bret, but Bret sees him coming, picks him back up, shin breaker. And you can see now starting to work on that lower body. You know he's going to put in the sharpshooter. You know that is his finishing move, so starting to work on the bottom again. But look at this. It looked like Bret Hart was, again, kind of getting himself distracted. It looked like he initiated it. But then quickly goes to grab Totes, but Totes uses that little split second, that little possible mistake that Bret Hart made, and ends up getting a 2 count. Now remember, too, Bobby Hart out here now. Totes setting up for it. What is it going to be? Hits him with it. Haven't seen this in a minute. The extraction rolls up the leg. 2. And look at that. Totes getting the entire crowd to acknowledge the Horseman. But Bret Hart using that time and that acknowledgement to turn it back around and back into his favor. And again, back and forth these two guys go. Bret Hart really going after the head right now of Totes. You'd think he'd want to be going after that lower body, but referee with his back turned doesn't know what's going on. Whips Totes in to the ropes. Goes underneath, goes up, and Totes stops it, swings and misses, and Bret, is he going to use that? No. No, he is not. Totes saying, okay, guys, calm down. Let's slow things down just for a second here, and let's speed them back up. Chugga, chugga, choo, choo. Goes and hits him, knocks him off the thing. And Scarlett able to throw Bret Hart back into the ring. Totes rolls in, and I don't think that's where Totes wanted, so that might be a mistake right there on Scarlett's part. I think Totes was hoping to have Bret Hart on the outside of the ring for a minute, but doesn't. Totes rolls in, tries to get back in control, and look at this again, back in this really weird side stretch type maneuver. I don't know if Bret Hart is just like a really good teammate or what he's doing. Totes attacking the knee, then hip tossing him over. Bobby Hart trying to get the crowd fired up. Scarlett trying to do the same. And that quick little half DDT. Totes now going after the head of Bret Hart, and you know that's exactly what he wants to do. Rolls up the leg. 1, 2. And Bret Hart kicking out with some authority in 2. But this already a much closer match than it was in the last pay-per-view event at Bash at the Beach. And every time it looks like one of them, like Totes, looks like he was ducking to get that power to come up and hit him with that right cross. Bret Hart able to get out of the way, and now taking it to the outside of the ring. What is going on? Sanderson, welcome to the stream. And that look, Totes looks like he's out on his back right now, but maybe a little possum playing going on. Takes Bret Hart, referee up to a 6 count, and again, you can't win on the outside of the ring. Referee up to an 8 count, and almost, like, even if Totes wins, he has to know that he won't win the title belt, and Bret Hart retains the WCW Universal Championship. So you want to talk about winning a battle and losing the war. Totes comes away with the victory, but does not win the Universal World Championship. So guys, that is going to do it for us here tonight. Congratulations going out to all the brand new title winners and all the champions that retained their title belt. It was a really close to like a 50-50 split. But that is going to do it for us here tonight. Remember, when you guys are out in the world doing stuff, maybe the person you're talking with just needs a little bit of kindness, and maybe you're going to be the one that gives it to them. So keep that in mind. I appreciate everything you guys are doing. We are absolutely doing some crazy stuff here, crushing some numbers, growing the community, and that is why things are working really well for the channel, because of the growth that we are seeing right now in the community. Appreciate everything you guys do. So from all of us here to all of you out there, we'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.